Welcome back, everyone, to the Realm of Dama. It's your Dungeon Master, Hero Darkness, joined by Phoenix Ash,
That's right.
Lone Penguin,
As your boy Callum.
Loop Blader,
As May Lee.
and Mr. Quack.
As Nox.
Unfortunately, Spartan Scream cannot join us for this session, and we decided that we'll just continue on without him, and we'll get him filled up and caught up to speed when he gets back. So last session, you guys met up with Hero and learned a little bit about Hero and Blap, about what's going on. And you learned that there's potential connection between Sam the Destroyer from Primelandia and the cult. And you guys also had some shenanigans going down when you guys were trying to hold a midnight meeting as Nox breaks into Callum's room after many knocking on various doors to find it and decides to steal his pants after Callum politely asked him to leave the room. I don't know why Nox decided to do that, but he did. Bright and Callum had a brief interaction in the hallway about the elemental plane, and everyone began to go their separate ways for their various shoppings, where Bright is heading to the library to figure out what's going on with the crypt. Callum and Mei Lee are going out to go shopping, and Nox is figuring out what he's decided to do for the rest of the day. And so we're going to first start with Nox.
Oh, okay. What about me?
What is Nox doing?
Well, he had heard that there was a magic shop in this fine city, and so he wanted to check that out, see what was up.
Okay, so you make your way out of the hotel, and which direction are you going to go? Are you going to go more of an eastern direction, northern direction?
Which place looks more populated by like buildings and people?
Well, you are kind of in the mid area of the town at this point in time. So this is kind of where some of the business in that interact. So you could easily begin walking around to look for various shops, but there is no guarantee that every shop will have what you're after.
Okay, I'll just start heading eastward down the strip of buildings apparently, and I'll just ask around, I guess. Ask if there's like a big name magic shop in the town.
So you are asking people around, and one of the people you interact with, oh, yes, leave. If you keep going down this street, you'll reach an intersection. Take a left there onto Boulder Avenue, and I believe there is a shop called the Red Bear. You can't miss it because it's going to have this giant red bear outside.
Thank you for your directions. Also, it seems your dog is quite yappity this morning.
Yeah. Stop that. He's friendly. He's nice. I need you to calm down, my little princess. Who's such a good girl? Who's such a good girl?
Like, I'm just gonna walk off.
Bark.
I make my way to the Red Bear.
Bark.
So you walk into the Red Bear, and as you walk in, you get that smell of just a collection of stuff. Whether like you get that musty air of kind of like when you walk into like a secondhand
like an old pawn
store.
shop.
Yeah, the old pawn shop smell just fills your nostrils, and the lighting is kind of decent. A lot of it is relying on the sunlight coming through the windows as you walk in. And you can tell that there's a lot of various things. You see just different items just laying about. You see some books. You see some scrolls. You see that the shopkeeper down at the end is a little gnome just sitting there just waiting patiently for someone to either ask him a question or to be rung up for their items.
Does it look like the store is sort of populated?
So the store, yeah, it is populated. There are a few people there. When you first walk in, there was this big burly guy, just a Goliath, that's just kind of standing there. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me get out of the way. And you see mostly dwarves and gnomes through in this town, in this store in particular. You don't see very many Goliaths or humans or elves. And so, give me a perception check.
Ooh, first roll. Let's see. Not today, 10.
So there's about 15 people in that store for you.
Ooh, jeez. There's one guy working? Okay. Can I go to do I want to try to rob this dude or not? I'm conflicted right now. Nah, I'll rob someone else later. Okay, I'll go up to the gnome clerk and just, hey man, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
You said this was a guy, right?
Totally a guy. What are you trying to get at?
Nothing. Just thought out loud. I was wondering if you had any sort of apparel. Big words.
Apparel,
That could help me be stealthier.
Oh, so you're into those elven type things. I see.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I think. Oh, let me double check real quick in the back, because I don't like keeping elven stuff up front. They're not my exactly type of people. Let me just take a look. So
Is there anything on the main clerk desk?
No, he keeps it pretty clean.
Dang it. Is there anything behind the desk on the backside? Little cutouts for shelves? Ah, damn.
No, this guy keeps it. So he's gone for about a minute or two, and he comes back. You're just in luck, just barely. Just got one of these things.
One.
How is that one? How is that one? I'm so sorry.
I was thinking about burning this thing earlier today, but I decided against it.
Why were you gonna burn it?
Just to let you in on a little politicking around here. Us gnomes and elves, we don't exactly get along very well. I always think they're so high and mighty, and they're up there in their tall towers or bragging about their awesome forestry stuff, and I'm just like, so? Mountains are cool. I'm like, hell, we don't like mountains. I'm like, oh yeah, get over yourself. Literally. They just seem so arrogant.
I will shrink my sort of pointy ears down behind my hood just in case.
Roll me a deception check.
Oh, he couldn't even see them in the first place. Okay.
Oh my
11.
Yeah, he doesn't notice you shrinking your ears.
Whew.
Shopkeeper is pretty suspicious.
My default health. God, I can't even speak. Whatever. My
Your default half elf is coming back to bite you in the butt, right?
Yes.
So this nice, fine elven cloak that you want, right?
Yes.
Goes for about $750.
Oh, that hurts the wallet a little bit, but you think maybe we could bring that price down just a little bit?
What would... No, $750 unless you got something else.
$750. Okay. Well, I mean, I was also looking for one other item, but it's a little more on the I don't even know what word I would use to describe this. It's a little more shifty.
Oh, you want something shifty.
A little below bar.
I think I know what you're talking about. You see him duck beneath his counter and pulls out from underneath.
I thought there was nothing back there.
Nothing
Oh, well.
in front.
Oh, I said it was the... No, whatever. No,
There's cubbies in the counter where he's behind. Yes, you would have to jump over the counter to see the cubbies there.
In the back.
I got myself. You're looking for one of these die thingy?
Yeah.
You want a little clankety clank clank?
Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I test and see if it works?
Oh no, trust me, they work.
Roll a 7 right now.
He rolls it, and you just see that it works perfectly.
Alright, I believe you.
So you
So,
want one of
how
these
much?
die?
Yes, I would.
These things run around 100 gold.
So 850 in total. Oof. You think I could maybe get a little bit of a discount since I'm buying multiple items?
No,
Please?
no. I don't do discounts like that.
All right. 850.
You hear a voice way off in the distance. Oh man, these prices are crazy. Good thing I'm a part of a guild and I get a guild discount.
Oh,
You know, me, an old man, a part of a guild, the librarians of war, getting discounts on magical books and stuff. I'm sure other adventurers with discounts would get discounts on things they were buying too. But I'm gonna stop thinking out loud now.
old man, thank you for reminding me. And I whip out my guild card.
Oh,
Whip out
see,
my
now-
ID.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I can give you that cloak for $650, and I'll drop the price for that die to about $50.
So 700. That's a bit better. That's what I was looking for.
All right? If that is a fair deal, we can do the exchange.
All right, that's good enough for me.
Now we are cutting to Melee and
Silver's the soul.
Nox. Melee and Callum.
Nox very teleports. Hey guys, I'm here. What's happening?
So,
Really be like, oh,
so you imagine, like you thought it was like Callum, welly dressed up in a suit, black hair slicked back, wearing like shades taking you out, but actually you look back and it's Nox,
Just disguise this guy.
just pretending.
well, Nox is a changeling, so that actually could probably have happened.
I suppose.
That checks out. And, Callum was disguised as Nox, Perfect.
Yeah, can just change his
Well,
ears like
I
that
mean-
on the fly.
If anything, that means Nox was like, the only one who can swing this date is Cal. So Cal's going to be like walking down the street with Melee, kind of like, holding her arm like a proper butler, kind of like seeing, like, pretending to be the seeing eye butler. Being like, "Ah, yes, my lady. So, is there any common items that you need? We can procure anything on our rounds about town."
Do you know you don't have to always hold my hand the entire time as a butler?
Well, I'm, like, I keep looking for the moment when, like, people aren't walking down on the opposing side of the street, and then every time I'm about to let go, someone else shows up. I don't, you know what? I'll just say for when we get to the shop, Cal just, like, lets go of you.
Okay. Well, do you have the list?
Do I have the list? Cal looks up at the sky and is like, "Dear God, do you have the list?"
Yes, the list that you were after was a hood and lantern, oil, Hepman, a box of caltrops, a healer's kit.
I think I'm going to cross off the healer's kit for now, God, but everything else sounds pretty right on the money. Oh, I also wanted to try and find some medium armor.
Oh, yes, I believe it was half plate, was it?
Yes, sir, if I can afford it. And then we'll look at magical items and potions with whatever cash we have left. Thanks, God. The shopkeep.
You're quite welcome, my child.
Don't worry, Melee. God will take care of it. We just gotta wait for him to tell us where to go. Or it. Or they. Or maybe it's in a conglomeration of eyes, just like the images I see all the time of angels.
Notice how you didn't say she. You're sexist.
Said them. Or it.
So,
Well,
you
you didn't
remember.
say-
Roll me a history check, my child.
Cal remembers that he's proficient. Huh. That's a 22!
You remember that your friend Duger told you that it's more towards the lower end of town where you get the better deals.
That is correct. Thanks, Duger. Remembers, like, in like anime backstory fashion, he remembers like Duger telling him, and then like there's just like a little cutout of like Duger in the clouds behind the desk with the thumb up. So we're gonna be going towards the lower end of town, more so to the common people district. The prices are gonna be way better there.
Okay.
Let us
I'll
go.
lead the way.
I will lead the way. Cal's gonna like take off down the road, like at a brisk pace, while still wearing his suit.
So you guys,
Sorry, continue.
so yeah, it takes you, I would say it takes you about an hour from where you were at to get down towards the lower end of town. And you can definitely tell, Callum, you remember from some of your travels that like the lower end of town is kind of where, yeah, as you said, a lot where the common people are at, but also chances of street gangs and that could potentially pop up.
All right. So Cal has prepared for this. Off screen, of course, but Cal is prepared for this. So this morning, before we headed out, Cal took like all of her like kind of like gold pouches and such, and moved them to the inside of her like outfits. But on the outside, we put like a fake pouch of just rocks. This will help us with any thieving schwines.
The good old deception rock thing from Squid Game.
Oh yeah, good old rock pouch. Yeah, that's how you know, win. So we're gonna go, I guess, to the general store first, and then to the blacksmith.
Perfect. So let's see here. You're in the common area, and as you enter down into the common area where the guards kind of just eye you as you walk by, as one of them stops like, excuse me, are you some sort of tourist? I should make you be aware. Just be mindful of your lady.
Well, I see. I will be indeed very mindful of my lady. I may not look it, but I am very capable. We are hunting for, well, a dear friend of my sweet lady has informed me that in the area there is a shop or two that contains some more unique items, the kind of things that we can't get in the upper end. So we're here for the day to procure such things. If there's anything you know about such good deals and where to find them, I would appreciate you telling me. There would be a very decent reward in it for you.
Well, actually, one of the best places to go. You're looking for solid deals. It's going to sound like an odd name. People go there thinking it's a bar, but that's kind of the point. The Drunken Dragon.
The Drunken Dragon, in fact. Well, if I can get you to write that down on paper along with instructions, I will compensate you for your time.
Oh, yes. So here you go. Here is where the Drunken Dragon is at. You're going to keep going straight down on this road right here. And then when you see a sign that says Dragonkin, you want to go a left there. And then you're going to follow that down for a few. You're going to pass a few more intersections. You're going to pass like 3 intersections. And then you're going to see a white dragon post sign there. And that is where you're going to see Drunken Dragon, as it's holding a cup of ale, or whatever alcoholic beverage of your choice.
Ah, I see. Lovely. Also, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, is there any areas of this part of town that we should make sure to avoid?
As long as you stay on this street right here, known as Mayflower. No, I believe it's Mossflower. Mossflower, yes, I'm sorry. It's been a day. Stay on Mossflower, and if you stay on Dragonkin, those 2 streets are fairly safe. But whatever you do, do not go down Durgan Street after night. I heard it's kind of similar of a Bourbon Street in the New Orleans area.
Ah, yes. I've never been to New Orleans myself, but I have heard that they have outlandish parties, and the bards there are outrageous.
Yeah, so just stay away from that street in particular, especially as it goes more late afternoon, early evening. That's when the rowdier crowds come out.
No, there will be no need for such worries. I will make sure that my lady is returned home in the prior hour before the sun begins to set. Thank you for your time, my good sir.
You're quite welcome. You are probably one of the best butlers we've interacted with. Good day to you.
Cal just gonna like straighten his glasses. I am one hell of a butler. And then like flicks him a gold coin.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service to the city. Come now, my lady.
I go with him, but also while we're walking, I just actually whisper in his ear, you know, you actually might have, you might actually be very good. Like your second job could probably be a butler.
Kyle just like leans in closely.
Butler.
Oh wait, what?
I was whispering this to him, so there's no way he could hear that.
Oh, wait, hold up. Were you whispering inside the guard or
No, she was
I
with.
was whispering to Callum.
Okay,
Allison.
my bad.
The
I
Yeah, so he walked away.
okay. I know his mic was coming a bit funky.
My bad.
Okay, so repeat that real quick.
I would like as we are walking away, I would like to whisper to Callum that like he might actually be a very, very good butler.
Well, you see, before I became a musician, I wanted to be an actor.
Oh.
Yes. Now we never talk about it again. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
So we're gonna make our way on down to the Drunken Dragon, following the street instructions that the guard gave us.
So you get there, no problem. Actually, hold up, no. Sorry about that. Roll me a d20. This is just gonna be pure luck.
Callum, you roll. You're the butler.
I will roll away, my lady. That's a 5.
Bad. Callum,
Roll me a
you're
perception
fired.
check. Roll me a perception check.
That's a 17.
Okay. I have a very high perception.
Get in
I-
there.
All right. So Callum rolled a 17.
Perception.
Roll the 17 on perception. So 5 on the luck.
So
Okay.
Callum, you notice that there's someone. He's about to reach for one of the fake bags of rocks.
I see. What do they look like?
So this is so you can't really tell exactly yet because they have a little hood up. So you can't tell if it's a young child or is it a gnome or a dwarf.
Nice,
As you-
sir.
But also as you've been walking around, you have noticed that it is kind of a mixture in this part where the Drunken Dragon is at. You've been kind of seeing mostly elves and on occasion a few dwarves in the streets and a few humans.
So Cal is going to like half turn, like kind of like his attention's been gotten, and just be like, "I say, sir, do you need something?" And kind of like turn like a glaring eye to like the pickpocket.
Sorry, it's
Mhm.
getting jobs here and getting coin and food. It's been rough, and I saw the obvious pouch, and I
understand, sir. Not everyone can be fortunate.
and I saw the beautiful lady over here, and I figured she wouldn't miss a coin purse.
I see. Well, quite troublesome indeed, your situation, I suppose. So Cal's gonna like look around at the other people around the city. Is there like, there's not like a crowd or anything like of anyone like really like noticing this or like.
No, there's no crowd.
Alright. Cal's gonna like take out. I should have some rations left, right? I'm always giving away my rations.
No, you've been eating bear in that, remember?
No, you have been eating bear.
Nah. So Cal's gonna take out 2 of his rations and wrap about, let's say about 6 or 7 silver. You know what? I won't miss another gold. He's gonna wrap up a gold in the in like the wrapping of like one of the bread rations. He's going to hand them to this guy.
His face lights up. Thank you. You are most generous. Here's your pouch back. Sorry, I took it from you.
I understand. In times of desperation, we often don't make the wisest decisions. I recommend going forward you be careful.
I definitely will do. Now, if you know, I'm assuming you don't, but where do you think someone like me could find work?
What are your abilities, my friend?
Well, I'm trying to start up a business and it's just not working. I don't know if I got the right stuff.
What kind of business?
Trying to sell kind of the more uncommon, the more typical magic items and things that a lot of you adventure or I don't know if you're adventurous, but things that people would need. You're out traveling and you scrape your wound, having the kit nearby or a potion, something like that. You got lots of rope, but no one. I just feel like I'm a small fry in a sea full of big fishes.
It is very hard to get established. Imagine in a town like this where there's a lot of name brand stores that people frequent. Being up and coming.
Right? Against considering Penny or, the Pap or the Pag. It's tough.
Well, if my lady approves, dear friend, I'd like to spot you an opportunity.
I nod ahead.
So
You said opportunity?
If you can vouch for the quality of your wares, then if I can find whatever me and my lady are looking for in your stock, I'll gladly take it off your hands at market price.
So, here, let me show you to my shop. I actually just left it not too long ago. Actually, yeah, it's just a few buildings down.
So I'm gonna give Bailey kind of like a look of to kind of be on guard. I don't know. Can you discern that? We don't have signals or hand gestures or anything, so I'm just gonna give her a look, a not very Callum look. There you go. Well, yes, lead away.
You guys continue down on the street, and you see there's the sign where the Drunken Dragon is at, and then you see him turn left into a smaller building, and all you see that its title is just the store. And you walk in, and you can get that, musty smell, kind of that secondhand store smell that going on. But you can tell that this guy is really trying to make the shop kind of pop. But when you get something towering over like White Dragon, where it's this nice, clean, fresh look, despite where it's at in the town, where it's not exactly the cleanest part, and you can tell that the store kind of just blends in with the rest of the street. That you could have easily missed it if it wasn't for him guiding you.
It seems that your location choices yielded you poor fruit, dear friend.
Yeah, it was the only thing I could afford, and life's rough.
Can be indeed.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So, welcome to what I call the store. What exactly are you looking for?
I will reach out for the list, actually, I'll just produce the list myself of the items we talked about earlier, and hand it to him. If you have any of these, and we can vouch for their quality, I'll gladly take them off your hand.
So he's going through mutters. You really want the first item on the list, the hood and lantern?
Well,
is that I got those. You see him take off towards the back of the store, and you hear kind of this crashing a little bit because he's really excited about someone actually wanting a hood and lantern. And you see him rush back out, and he has his arm full and has 4 or 5 of them. It's see.
I'm only in need of the one, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Well, here, and he sets him down gently on the ground. I'll expect. I will look for these other items and that for you. I'll be right back. And he takes off running again. You can get him here. He's I got a customer. This is gonna be awesome.
We could take another one just in case if we split apart.
An idea indeed. I recently discovered that I have something that I don't know, has just slipped my mind for quite a while. But you never know. We might be in need of a lantern down where we're going. Finding a second one might be very useful indeed.
So, Callum, you kind of remembered before you went to bed, and that you kind of remembered that, it just occurred to you, wait, why did I ever was afraid of the dark as a kid? Everything's just nice and gray. Why was I ever afraid of this?
Cal just kind of has this moment where he's kind of relapsing through his life, and he's have I always had night vision? and just suppressed it? Have I convinced myself I can't see in the dark for so long?
You had an Atreus moment, basically, where you're so convinced that you didn't have it, and that you had this moment recently where it finally awakened inside of you.
Weird time.
So
Have you ever seen a lantern before? Well, maybe.
Sure.
Back where I'm from, we make a whole big deal about making paper lanterns. Festivals and stuff. We light them up, throw them into the air. Fun time. Different paper shape, such things. Looking at this one makes me kind of homesick. It's like Cal just kind of like inspects the lantern for cracks or anything like that. How's this lantern looking? Quality?
So you can tell, like, this is actually solid quality. You would argue that it may by chance be done by, even though this dwarf may look like a amateur shopkeeper, you can definitely tell that he has his years with following metalworking and that, and so you can tell that this is actually solid craft.
Solid lantern indeed, friend. Worth market value. Not so. I'll just casually wait here with Melee while we wait for him. So, Melee, is there anything that you wanted to get? I realize that this is mostly my grocery list of odds and
The only thing I wanted was the herbalism kit.
and I'll see to it that we find you one.
So by this point, as you're talking about looking for an herbalism kit, he comes rushing back, like, okay, I got some more stuff. You want a rope, right? Look at this rope. And he drops down like 3 to 4 different ropes. Now, believe you me, this is the stuff that I used when I was mining in that, and back in my youth and that. And you can tell as he straight like snaps it, you can just tell that like that rope is like solid. And then you were also after like cow traps, and so he shows you that's like this is some fine quality here, if you don't mind me saying. I think my biggest issue is I spend a lot of time crafting some of this stuff, and I don't spend enough time showing the quality or how good it is compared, to the dragon right across the street.
This is all home craft, done by your own hand.
Yes, I figured I like doing it so much, why not try to sell it?
There's nothing I admire more than a person who loves their passion, their trade.
Oh, and then, unfortunately, I didn't have that box of chalk you were looking for.
A small loss. Do not worry. I'll find it elsewhere. An herbalism kit. I would greatly appreciate it.
The only herbalism I kit's my own.
See.
Does I use that to craft any points to the opposite wall? Those potions over there. You can see it's a wall full of like potions of healing.
So Cal's gonna make his way over and start to like examine the quality of the potion, and it's like, alright, move Discord message. That's a 19. How fancy are these bad boys?
You can tell that he is very meticulous, and it is like compared to what other merchants whose are big name stores have. Like you can tell like the bottle that he puts it in is like fine, nice bottles that even the potion itself, like you can't even tell what he used. Like there's no like clear separation of anything. Like you don't even see any like extra stuff floating around that you see from people who try to home make their potions. Like this guy has been working on his craft.
So Cal's gonna like sit there, like hold the bottle in his hand, shake it around a bit, like rub the outside of the bottle, and just like quietly say to himself, a fine potion indeed. Would you happen to also sell armor?
Between this and that, I could actually get you to a good friend of mine. He is the opposite direction of the dragon. Still in the same street, mind you. You want to look for, what did he call it? I think he just called it the Panda. I like his stuff. I feel like he's a good friend of mine, but I also view him as my rival in my craftsmanship.
I see. Is he as meticulous as you are with your craft?
It's because of him that I'm very meticulous, because I want people to buy my stuff. He's actually finds pretty good metal that he uses.
I see. Well, And that's where we will travel to next.
So, considering you've been so nice and helpful with everything, all this stuff here for you guys, no questions asked, half price. I was going to sell you that hood and lantern for 5. I'm going to sell it for you for 2. That rope, you know what? It's minor thing on the house for you. These cowl trips, 1 gold piece each. And you want those potions of healing? Normally, I like to sell them around 10, but I'll sell them for 5 gold pieces each.
Cal just kind of like sits there, just like kind of like baffled for a moment, and then looks back at Meili and it's like, "Would you like anything else, Meili?"
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Then I'll take 5 of those potions. We'll do 3 sets of the caltrops. We'll do 3 helms of rope and the 2 length, and you can go ahead and ring me up.
Okay, let's see here. All right, that was 5 each, so that's 15 for the potions. You wanted 2 lanterns, so there's 4, so you're at 19. And then you wanted 3 caltrips, so let's see here, that's a total of 3, so that's 22 gold pieces for you right there. And, oil, yes, I got some oil here. Why don't I give you that? How much oil do you want?
2 containers of oil would be
2
fine.
containers. All right, you know what? I'm going to give you, for these, I'll give it for you for 3 gold pieces each. So bringing your total up to 28 gold pieces.
That's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
And you taught me a valuable lesson to just, keep my head up and don't resort to what everyone else does when they get desperate.
Yeah.
And, I think I figured out why the dragon it looks nice. I think you're onto something. Maybe not so much the location. Maybe I need to change the name of my store to something a little more fancy and clean it up outside.
Yeah, maybe add a little bit more color to like make it pop.
Yeah, should I go for like a bright pink or should I go for like a nice blue?
I'm more of a personal fan of blue myself.
Yeah, all right, I'll do blue, and then I just gotta think of another name. Think on that one. Maybe, my name? Allure.
Allure's craft.
I like it. I'm gonna do that. Allure's crafted. Let's go.
Alright, Cal's gonna pay him for his service and his time, a good 40 gold. And also, can I get the directions, that blacksmith?
Yes, so you're gonna go down. It's gonna be past that first intersection that we crossed. And he's gonna be right there on the right-hand side of the store. It's not the store, sorry, my bad. Street for you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And his face is so bright. You see, like, he's just floating on cloud 9 with that 40 gold pieces that you gave him as you're walking out the store. He's like, "This is the most I've ever made in a single."
Cal just like walks out of the store. Just like in part of his head, he's like, "You've done a good thing." In the other hand, he's like, "My money."
And then with that, we're gonna cut over to Bright.
As we just panel on out.
Yeah, we do the whole Star Wars prequel trilogy, PowerPoint swipe and that over to Bright. So Bright, you're making your way to the library. Roll me a perception check real quick.
Before I go to the library,
Mm-hmm.
Bryce gonna visit Spirit. Give Spirit an apple, feed Spirit, and she's gonna take Spirit with her.
Okay.
She first wants to actually see if she can't find someone to train Spirit for combat.
Okay, roll me a d20, just a flat d20.
Alright, now I'll roll that d20. Let's see what happens. A wonderful 2.
So, the first person you ask has no idea about a horse train. They're just like, what? You want to train? The horse is trained already. I don't understand what you're asking about. I have no idea what that is.
I want to then ask another person where sort of the more, where the military sort of goes to train in this area, or like the guard and all that stuff.
Roll me another d20. And I'll say like a DC 10. You'll get it.
So this dice is rolling very slow on my screen. It's an 8.
Yeah, so this person, he doesn't know I'm sorry, I don't know the exact location, but I believe where the town guard and them people train, it's going to be more closer to the inner city area.
I'm now going to ask how close that would be to the local library.
So both the library is also once again in the inner city. I believe the library is more on the uh, uh, eastern side of the inner city, and I think maybe military is just opposite of that on the west side. So yeah,
I guess today Bright's gonna casually head off for at least the morning part and take Spirit towards where the military go train at this time.
so you spend a little bit of time, about like an hour, to find to get to the inner city. And then once you're there, roll me one more d20.
I restarted D&D Beyond. Let's see if he likes me now. No, still doesn't like me. That's a 7.
So with that 7 person, like, oh yeah, military barracks, soldiers training. Oh, I think it's on Mayleaf Street is where you want to look. And let's go.
goes
That's
towards May-
west. All right, so you make your way towards Mayleaf. Now roll me a perception check.
Alright, this should be hopefully a lot better. I might just start using my phone to make the rolls so I can actually see it rolling on the screen instead of just not doing anything. That is a 6. Actually, no, that's a nat 1. It looked like it's a 19 was glowing on my screen, but no, it's the 1 glowing. I got a problem.
So you're on Mayleaf and you're riding along, and you just missed it. Like, you are so focused on one thing of what you have an idea what it is, and you missed it. Like, you walk by it or trot by it and missed it altogether. And you see around you kind of just bunch of town guards and that kind of going in and out. And so in your mind, you think, oh, that's just probably the local bar as you keep going down the road.
I guess once I hit the end of the road, I just gotta flip back around and walk back down the street.
Okay. Roll me one more perception check then.
God, I am changing the device I'm rolling on to see if this changes my dice rolls.
It may also help to close all other apps and restart the device.
I'm actually jumping over to my iPad.
Yeah.
Instead of using my computer.
Yeah. Maybe close some more tabs that you have open.
22, there we go.
You'll find it.
I will have this tab open.
So now
at
you're
this mode.
that's weird. So you're trotting on by, and the place that you just walked by, you're like, duh, this would be the place. Why would a bunch of town guards go to the bar in the middle, like in the morning time? That's stupid.
Alright, she's going to park Spirit right outside and casually walk in. So she's sort of part of the guard, I guess. Because who just have to casually walk in the guard place?
Okay, so you walk into the guard place, and you just see it's just, you got trainers yelling in front of the cadets, the newbies, and telling them that they need to do their job. If not, you know, their mothers are going to disown them, those type of things. Or it's going to be, you also see people going in and out of the barracks or going in for rotations, and you just see it's kind of just busy. And then you see there's someone at the front desk, and you just see her pale complexion, long blonde hair, and you see the elvish ears pointing out as she's just there, just patiently waiting.
It's gonna walk up, not trying to be intimidating, but as she walks up, she has more purpose in her step. So it's not like I'm lost walking in her what I'm doing. People can tell that she's here for a reason. You said it was a elf lady
Yes.
at the desk?
Yes.
Okay. How's it going, miss?
Ah, I see. Are you one of those new recruits? Because you're kind of late for training.
No, I'm not a new recruit. I just want to know if you guys take requests from sort of adventurers to help with some training.
What type of training are you after?
Training for my horse to help it get more combat ready.
You want to get yourself a combat horse? Well, we do got trainers here, that's for sure. It's no easy task getting that horse ready to be a friend and companion of yours.
I understand.
So,
Well, I'm gonna be here for at least a week, so just wondering if that's enough time to get the training complete. I know I'm asking it to be a very sort of rushed job in that time, but I know it's better than nothing.
Well, a week, we'll see what we can do. There's no promises with that. But for the week, let me take a look at my notes and that. Let's see here. You want to train the horse to be war buddy for you. Let's see here. Yes. That will be... I'll be around 500 gold for the full week for you. I hope that's not too big of an issue, since it is kind of a tall order. Normally it would be 250, but that's for 2 weeks and that, but you're asking us to do it in a week. So, yeah, I think we can make that work, but like I said, no promises that'll be fully ready, but we'll put our best trainer on the job to get your horse ready for you.
I'm going to try to see if she can persuade her to lower it because of us trying to stop the cultists with the cultists and the demons, all that stuff, and how she's trying to stop them, to see if, by what she's trying to do to help alleviate more of the stuff that us could end up doing if they're able to lower the price.
Roll me a perception check.
Perception check again?
No, sorry, persuasion, not perception, persuasion.
Let me click the right dice. That's gonna be a 6.
Sorry. I think maybe the best thing I can do, just for you, since you kind of asked a little nicely, I'll make it 450 for you. Yeah, 450. We'll do that to train your horse.
That sounds within reason. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, I don't know anything about cultist folks and stuff like that, but if you're saying things are getting bad out there, sure, I'll believe you. Anything else we can do for you?
That's all for today. I parked my horse out front. Do you need me to move it anywhere?
No, but remember, we'll be watching it. We'll be always watching it.
Thank you.
Thank you, and hope you have a blessed day. But we're watching your horse.
And with that, she leaves the gold on the desk and walks out, and now walks towards the library.
So you're
on the
there,
other side of town.
Other side of town. So that will take you about... You're going to be there by like late morning by the time you get to the library.
Alright.
So you make it over into the library, and you walk in, and you are slightly amazed at this library, though you know it's not like the library where you're just like blown away at the organization. You walk in, and you get that nice cool breeze coming through like you would expect from a library. And then you walk in, and as you walk into the main level of the library, it just kind of opens up, and it has this circular dome shape in the middle. And then you can take a look. There's and like in the centers where like a bunch of the librarians are at, where they help with checking out books, helping out with any questions. And then on the far side of that, so on the left side, far side, there's a staircase that goes up, and it breaks off to the left and to the right. And also there's a staircase that leads down and goes to the left and to the right. And then straight ahead of you, you can see where that little weird lower level's at, where you can tell it's a full level down, but it's like that weird, like it's slightly elevated up. So it's like a half level down basically. But then you also see up above like 2 more levels as you look up, and you see, written out there like the different things where it's like recent news or recent world history stuff, and just history, ancient history, town history, or just you see this massive. So on that second floor, you see on big print just saying like history, but then on the opposite side, you see where it's a bunch of like fictional stuff or notes of the heroic guilds or adventuring companies there.
Alright. Light's going to walk up towards the library in the middle. She has a general idea where she wants to go. She wants to make sure she's heading off in the right direction to find the book she's looking for, or books.
So as you walk in towards the center, you notice that there is a gnome on one end that's busy helping someone else out. There's a Goliath that is closest to you, and then you also see an elf on the side closest to the stairs that lead up, and then on the other side of that librarian, you do see a dwarf. And you see that this is a female Goliath that you're walking up to.
I'm gonna do a more perception check to see which one would appear the most knowledgeable with the question I have. Just so like a librarian senses, like which one I can sort of pick out could have the most information about this library.
Give me more of like an insight check.
An insight check? Okay. 11.
You kind of get the vibe that like almost any librarian would be able to help you out.
Alright. So I guess I'll casually approach the Goliath. Hello there, miss. How you doing on this fine morning?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking.
That's good to hear. Say, one librarian to another. Where would you keep stuff more about the older history about crypts and all that?
So the moment you say older history, the Goliath like leans down onto the counter. It's like, you say older history crypts. So that's actually going to be in like the history department. Now, from there, I'm not really the mega expert, but we do have one person over there, and he'll be able to help you out on more along those lines. He's like the expert in the library about all our history stuff and everything that's in there, you know? Actually gives you a little wink.
I think I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Brett's gonna head off towards the history section.
As you head off, give me a perception check.
11.
You can tell that the Goliath is weirdly looking at you, and you feel slightly uncomfortable about that.
Fun.
All right, so
She's
you
just more of hurry on away then.
so you scurry on up the stairs, and you head over up the flight of stairs onto the second floor where the history department is at. And as you're walking up towards it, you see that there is this older gentleman that is there. It looks a little rough, wear and tear, kind of picture kind of like a Gaius type look with this guy
Okay.
as you're walking to him.
Alright. Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you too.
Say, what do you guys have dealing with the Crypt of Lee?
His eyes widen. Crypt of Lee? Oh, goodness me. So your best bet is, so we get this history department's broken up into many different things. We got town history, we got church history, we got genealogy, we got families, and then we got crypts. But since you kind of know where exactly that you're after, you're after, you said Lee, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you'll want to go more to like the genealogy part and see if you can't find the Lee family. Do you remember how it's spelt, perchance?
Did you tell us the way it was spelled? Because I was thinking it was spelled like L-E-E.
No, I may have not sent it to you guys, but I will.
Our greatest enemy rears its ugly head once more. Pronunciation.
It's spelled L-I.
I guess you did casually mention it back in the lore or something like that. Or it was in passing you mentioned how it was spelled. Okay, but never directly to us. Okay. Yes, it's spelled L-I.
Okay, yeah, so you definitely, once you get into the genealogy, you're going to be looking for that in particular, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I wish you best of luck.
No, oddly enough, I was going to have her go to the genealogy section anyways to see what she can pull up on the Lee family and all that stuff anyways.
Okay, so you make your way over to the genealogy
I
section.
would have been going to the tomb section looking for Lee, go up to the genealogy section, look at Lee and see what she can pull up on everything about this Lee family, what they've done and who they are.
Roll me a investigation check.
Alright, give me 1 second. Investigation check. I just keep rolling 6s. I got a 10. I'm not liking this.
It seems like you got Callum's rolls.
So we're going to end our session here, and we'll find out what happens next time, what that 10 gives us.